Round 15 of the Formula One World Championship, and it was the turn of arguably the most popular circuit on the calendar, Suzuka. Loved by fans and drivers, the famous figure-of-8 track drew a large crowd for Friday's first practice session. And while Ferrari's Fernando Alonso was hoping for a boost to his title challenge, however, the impressive displays were coming from Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton in particular was flying around Suzuka.
Hamilton goes fastest, so that's the first quick lap we've seen from Lewis Hamilton, and now we've got Mercedes 1-2, so that's again encouraging.
The second practice session for the Japanese Grand Prix got underway under sunny skies. While Mercedes dominated the first practice session, Red Bull dominated the second. Webber went quickest, shortly followed by Sebastian Vettel. Sergio Perez then had a big moment.
Oh, and a spin for Perez! He goes off on the end. Oh, he's hit the wall hard as well. And my goodness, we picked that up just as it happened. He's damaged front and rear of the Mclaren. I think that was going into Spoon Corner. Oh, my goodness, that was a big hit.
Fernando Alonso, however, struggled in his Ferrari and could only manage 10th fastest. So Vettel and Webber lead the way for Red Bull, with Rosberg third fastest in the Mercedes.
Hey guys, aarava here and reviewing my F1 2013 100% race ultra modded career mode. We're back once again with round 15 at the Japanese Grand Prix. And before we get into the actual video, I just want to say that if you didn't know, we are closing in on 10,000 subscribers on the channel. And as part of the celebrations, apart from some other like a setup video and stuff like that, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. So post your questions to me in the comments of this video. Any questions you want, either personal, YouTube related or anything like that, and post them in, and I'll choose a selection and answer them in a Q&A video to celebrate 10k when we get there. But enough of that, let's get on to the video. And as you can see there was a 51% chance of rain in this race. It's starting off dry, and we're going through the setup, the usual Japanese setup, 4 clicks to the right on the gear ratios. As usual in this series, we have the fixed gear ratios like the 2014 season. I nominated 4 clicks to the right on every single gear, and we're allowed 1 joker. Haven't used that joker yet. We'll probably use it at Brazil to completely change the gearbox round to suit Brazil for that final race that hopefully we can win the championship at. But yeah, we're here at Japan. We're leading the championship at the moment, quite a healthy lead at the moment. But yeah, 51% chance of rain. The last round at Korea, there was also pretty much the same chance of rain, and we completely mucked up that race. If you haven't seen that, then go do check that out by clicking my channel name below. And, see that one before you see this one, if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get on to the Japanese Grand Prix grid. It's going to be a pretty good one. I do like racing around Japan. It's always been a good track for me, and it historically been a great track. So here we go. We are going for a 100% race around Japan. We're going to 5 red lights, and we are off. And we had an okay start as usual. Turn 1 is going to be very tricky. We've got the realistic damage mod on as usual, so we're going to have to take it very cautiously going in, especially with here at Japan. You've got the S's section, cars are going to be very, very closely compact. Very easy to lose a bit of my front wing. We've already got a car off, indeed. I think that was Toro Rosso Ricciardo. But we're going through, we've made it up to P20 at the moment, and now we're just nearly clipping Pick there. We're going to try and go around the inside of Pick there, try and go around the outside, Bianchi maybe, even Van der Gaard, let's see. Oh god, we've just clipped Van der Gaard's rear tyre. We've lost a big chunk of our front wing on the left there, so not much we can do. We're going to have to deal with some understeer now, going through some corners here at Japan. We've lost our front wing on the first lap. We haven't done that usually in this career mode. We've been pretty good at keeping our nose out of any trouble with the realistic damage mod usually in this series, but that's the first time that's happened in a long while. So now we're closing up to I think is that Ricciardo or was it Vern? No, it is Ricciardo. So it was Vern who, oh god, Jesus. So it was Vern who lost his front wing at the first turn, but Ricciardo's now lost his wing here at the hairpin. So both Toro Rossos seemingly having a bad day at the moment in the office, but now we're behind Adrian Suttel in the Force India, going through to the Spoon corner, and we're going to have to wrestle with some understeer here. We're going to have to maybe go one gear less than I want to on most corners just to fight the understeer. Obviously we've got heavy fuel at the moment as well, so that always means you have to go one gear lower just to make the corner really get the car turned in. But now we're going to use the curves. We're going to get a mega slipstream down here towards 130R. Noticed on this game you can get a huge slipstream on the AI down this pit straight, down this back straight, sorry. So that's going to be the main place where we're going to probably be overtaking. But we're close up to Dres now, Suttel's teammate. Looks like we've got a four-way scrap in front of us between, I think that's Gutierrez, Perez and a Lotus car. So and Dres are on the back. Now we're hanging on the back. Can we use some of the curves? We've used a little tiny bit. Can we get the slipstream? Yes, we can. Down the inside, maybe into the first corner. Can we get Gutierrez as well? No, we can't get Gutierrez, but we have got De Resta, and now up to 14th place. By my standards, been a quite slow start at the moment. Usually I can get up to at least P10 by lap 1, and we're only up to P14 on lap 2. So quite a slow start, but here in Japan, with this first sector, it is very hard to make up places, especially with the damage mod on. I can't really go chucking in as much as I would like to, but we're up to P13 now, as we've been talking. We've overtaken Gutierrez to the S's section. Another place where I can really get on the AI. I'm just able to carry a lot more momentum through, but it's come through to the hairpin now. We can see on the left-hand side, Rosberg is out of the Grand Prix. He's lost his front wing. He's into the gravel trap, and that is a big news there. Rosberg, you know, obviously backing up Hamilton for the championship, because he's my main rival now, Hamilton, after overtaking Alonso and Vettel in the championship. He's second at the moment. So Rosberg is out of the Grand Prix, so Hamilton's lost his backup, so maybe might have lost a buffer, because Rosberg could have acted as a buffer if I ever got close to Hamilton. We'll have to see how that pans out, but we're only on lap 2, so we've got plenty of time to talk about Hamilton, get up to Hamilton at the closing stages. So now we're up to P12, closing on Perez, and having to lift off there just in case we don't lose our front wing. Down the inside though of maybe even Raikkonen, and not just Perez, tried it round the outside now of the second part of the chicane. We've got 10th place, and that was a lovely move. 2 places in one chicane, went down the inside of Perez and then round the outside of the Iceman, Kimi Raikkonen in the Lotus to get 10th place. So we're in the points now. As I said, we're only on lap 3, so we've got plenty of laps to catch up and talk about Lewis Hamilton and maybe try and overtake him to gain more lead in the championship. We'll have to see how it's going. At the moment, it is slow progress. We're only P10 on lap 3, which is bad by this series standards, especially the last few races have been really going for it in the first few laps. But here at Japan, as I mentioned already, you know, very easy to lose your front wing because you're so close, the track's so narrow. And now we're coming up to my teammate, talking about narrow. He's not really getting on too much room. He's on the prime tyres, so he's going a bit slower. We've just made it around the outside. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Gets very close. Had to go into the grass a tad to go up to 9th place. So very, very close racing here at Suzuka. But now we're on the back straight of lap 4. And we're closing up to my man Jenson Button. And can we overtake him in the McLaren? We've gone purple. And now we're going to have to just go and nail it. Going around the outside. Maybe having to go off track a tiny bit. Maybe around the down the inside. No, we're going to think better of it. We're going to stick behind him. We should get DRS now. DRS is obviously activated after 2 laps. So now can we get the slipstream and off the turn. We've got a pretty good drive off the turn. Now DRS kicks in. We're going to go round on the right-hand side of him. And we're going to try and overtake him. Pretty easy move, actually, with DRS. So down to the first corner, changing down to 2nd gear at this early stages. Heavy fuel, can't manage it in 3rd. Going to have to change down to 2nd, but we've gone purple. So the fastest lap of the Grand Prix in doing so as we overtook Jenson Button. That's pretty good now. We're up to 8th place. Now we can chase after Roman Grosjean. Still having to deal with all this understeer at the moment in the car. Very hard to handle. You know, when you got half of your front wing, essentially, it's very hard to get the car turned, and you always have to go maybe 1 gear earlier, down, you know, shift down one later, and turn in a lot earlier to make the corner normally. So we have to deal with this right now in the first stint. But oh my God, who is this? Yellow flags. Hamilton. It's Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is off, and now we can maybe try and overtake him. This is absolutely amazing. This is so opportunistic of us if we can try and overtake Lewis Hamilton, who has lost it in turn 1. That's what the yellow flags were for. And now on lap 6, we're having to chase him down the back straight. We couldn't take him in the next few corners, so we're going to have to do it on the back straight. The understeer not helping us through sector 1 to try and overtake the Mercedes car. But on the back straight, he's susceptible. We're on rich mix now. He's not giving us much room. Squeezing us, Hamilton, he is. We're going to try and go around the outside, now the inside of this second part of the chicane. Still going side by side, wheel-to-wheel action between me and Hamilton here. Down onto the pit straight now. Can we get a slipstream? Got the DRS wide open. Onto lap 7. We're getting slipstream. Come on. We can try and get him maybe down the inside, can we? No, it doesn't look like it. We're going to have to hit now. We're just going to stick by. I wasn't going to try that move down to second gear through the first turn. But now through this section, we can't really gain on Hamilton because the understeer is just killing us, especially with the dirty air from Hamilton. So we're going to have to try it again on the back straight, changing back up to rich mix, just saving my fuel and just using rich mix only on this back straight to gain some time. And now we're closing up to Hamilton. Going to go flat out through the 130R. Can we close up to him? Maybe try round down the inside this time instead of the outside, and down the inside, and we should have that move done. We've parked on the apex, and I think that is moved done. Yeah, I think that is moved done. With this time, we did it down the inside instead of the outside, because last time Hamilton was able to squeeze us a bit. But we set the fast lap of the Grand Prix as we've overtaken him. But surprisingly, the Merc is actually closing in on us. Even though we've got DRS, it's looking like a pattern here. The AI are very slow on the back straight, but they seem to be very OP on the pit straight, which is quite weird to see. But we're up to P7 now on lap 8. We're overtaking our championship rival Lewis Hamilton, so this is very good at the moment on lap 8. I've locked up horribly though, going into the hairpin, and Lewis Hamilton's going to overtake me. I've gone so wide, and that is so frustrating. We've locked up, and that's literally the worst feeling in the world. I believe Martin Brundle has described it as the most embarrassing feeling in the world, when you've locked up and you just can't brake anymore, but you want to brake more to slow the car down, and it just isn't going for us. But now can we re-overtake Hamilton on lap 8, through down to the chicane, down the inside yet again, giving him the room this time though. Looks like Hamilton might squeeze us onto the wide apex, and now we've got it though. We're up to P7, and yet again we're up to P7, opening the DRS, but yet again Hamilton will be closing on us. As you can see, as we look back, that Mercedes just gaining on us slightly, and that's just due to the OP nature of the AI. It also might be due to the fact I've only got 4 clicks to the right on the gears. Usually want to run a bit higher here at Japan, so maybe our gear ratios that are fixed are maybe hindering us a tiny bit. But we are up to P7, nearly went wide at turn 1 there, but comfortably in P7 at the moment, on to lap 9. And we're closing up on this train of Grosjean. Then we got Massa. Then we got another, I think that's a Red Bull of Vettel, but it's a right old train you can see on the mini-map. Real big train, all the way up to first place, all on this pit straight, P1 to P8 on this same straight, which is absolutely amazing to see. And now we're going down to turn 1. We can gain quite a lot in the AI down to turn 1. It seems like they can't brake as fastly as I can and change down gears. But now the tyres are starting to go off here on on lap 10, sorry, and we're on P7. So we can think about maybe trying to pit early, maybe trying to get a huge undercut. I've got the pace to beat all these guys on raw pace alone, but at the moment, dealing with understeer at the moment and these worn tyres are not helping. So we might have to consider pitting right now and trying to get some sort of undercut. We're closing up to Romain Grosjean though. Can we make a diving move down the inside? We've just about made it. Had to slide the car around, but I think we've just about made the move. But we're going to dive into the pits now, so it's kind of not really that, didn't really matter too much. We're into the pits now though, and it's all going really well at the moment. P7 would have been P6 if we carried on and took Romain Grosjean there. Very nice diving move down the inside to that chicane. But we're on to the prime tyres now. As you saw at the beginning of the video, I chose the primes for the second stint because the prime tyres are the racing tyre you want to be on here at Japan. You can go much longer on the prime tyres, and they're much more durable. And now I can get the hammer down. And as Lewis Hamilton's engineer would say in real life, it's hammer time, and it's to try and really push now. We're on lap 12, and this is when all the AI are going to be pitting now on the end of this lap. We've closed up to Sergio Perez already. As you remember, we overtook him early on in the Grand Prix. We've already closed up to him. and he is yet to make a pit stop. So it just shows the pace we've got on the prime tyres now. After 2 laps, the tyres have warmed up. We can maybe even overtake him in the SS section, having to wait, lift the throttle a tiny bit through the right-hander. We've just got amazing grip there on the left-hander, and we've overtaken him around the outside. We've done the McLaren around the outside on pure grip and speed. We're going purple at the moment. We're up to P10, so back into the points, and the people ahead of us are yet to make a pit stop. This is great stuff to see. And now we're on to P9, hopefully, at the end of this back straight. We've got the curves. We're going to go on the left-hand side of Kimi Räikkönen. He's going pretty slowly. He's still yet to pit. So, yeah, yet again, the AI going very slowly in dry conditions on the main straight. We'll see if it rains. There's a 51% chance of rain. So if it does rain, we'll have to see how the AI act during the rain down the straight. But definitely in the dry, they are very slow for some reason. It's a shame to see, but it kind of counteracts it because they're quite OP on the pit straight for some reason. But now we're up to P8, setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix as we come through on lap 13, up to maybe P5 this will be, as we just about get Nico Hülkenberg. We're up to P4, that is, and we've set the fast lap of the Grand Prix, and now onto the next lap, which will be lap 14, and we're going to hopefully be getting P1. Let's see, they're all in pits. Set the fast lap of the Grand Prix yet again, and now there we are. We're up to P1. We've absolutely bossed them, and we're up to P1 just on the undercut. And we've undercut, what's that, 6 people? 6 people we've undercut in 4 laps, which is pretty amazing. We locked up quite a bit there going to turn 1, but no harm done. We're still in P1. We've got a bit of a gap to Hülkenberg at the moment, which surprisingly is in P2. We've got Vettel in 3rd place, which is quite odd because Webber was leading Grand Prix. On to lap 16 now. We're going pretty well. Hülkenberg is still very much behind me as we're coming through to the right-hander. We're going really wide. We hit the gravel. Just caught the car, but Hülkenberg's going to overtake us. Yes, he does. And looks like Hülkenberg is pit for another set of option tyres. So he's going to be a lot more faster in the corners than me. And looks like he's caught up there. Just got caught off guard. Went too wide on the right-hander. But now we've closed up to the German. Can we overtake him on the pit straight on lap 16? Let's see. We've got DRS wide open. Can we make a move? We're closing on him, slipstreaming. It's going to be very, very close. Going down the inside, last-ditch move down the inside, and looks like Hülkenberg has just run off the road. I've sort of run him off the road. It was a bit weird. I did give him the room, so it's just the AI being a bit stupid, going off the road again, not really giving me much of a challenge. But on lap 21, we've lost some time, and Webber, where the frick has he come from? He's just pushed past me, and oh god, Jesus, I've lost a bit of my front wing as well. So Webber, out of nowhere on lap 21, has powered past me for 1st place. He's taken the initiative, and I've lost a bit of my front wing as well, so that's not going to bode well. I've got a bit of understeer, but now later on to lap 21, again, we've got a slipstream on the back straight. Can we maybe make a move down the inside? It's going to be close. We're going to have to skate it through. We touch a tiny bit. We're going to go around the outside of Webber, and we've got the pass done, but he will come back at us surely once again, and now we're going to open DRS. Will he have us again? Let's see. In the slipstream now, we're going to go to the inside to try and defend. He's gaining. Down to turn 1. We've just about defended him. No, God, we've gone wide. No. Damn it, spoke too soon. I thought we would have had him and defended well. But now we're down to, what's this, P3 at the moment. Lewis Hamilton's pressurising me. So I thought we might have defended that quite well. But no, we locked up, went horribly wide. And now we're on to P3, getting so much understeer. As soon as you get a driving line wrong through this X session, your whole Sector 1 is completely kaput. And now we're down to P4. Hamilton has got us. This is so bad for the championship. If he gets ahead of us, he is going to gain on the championship. I believe there's only a few points in it at the moment. I believe only about 7 points in it at the moment. So if he gets ahead of us, he's going to be gaining on us. So we don't want him to gain too much on us. So now losing the rear a tad on lap 23, but just able to catch it. Put the power down using the curves. Can we maybe close in on Lewis Hamilton now through the 130R corner? Looks like he's going to make a move. He's going very slowly. No! Jesus, we're in the gravel. We've lost our front wing. That is absolutely terrible. That is just so crap. Oh, we've lost our front wing, so we're into the pits now. And yeah, I don't know what to say. We're going full throttle on 130R, as you do. Hamilton trying to make a move on the Lotus. Looks like he lifted off to try and kind of not crash into the Lotus. I didn't spot it. It was too late, and I just crashed my front wing off. Very easy to do with realistic damage, as you know we've seen before. So yeah, we're down to P8, I should say. Lap 24. Well, we're just gonna have to push as hard as we can now. We've pit probably 4 laps too early for what I wanted to, but now we're just going to have to make the most of it. And in a way, we're maybe getting undercut on all these guys because going into lap 25, we're getting the hammer down now, and maybe we're getting a bit of an undercut, 4-lap. We got a 4-lap undercut before, so maybe we can do that again up to P28 when the AI will be pitting. We're up to P6 now as people have pit. Vettel pits, so we're up to P6, and now we're closing in on the AI now. Hamilton set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but we've just smashed his fastest lap. And we're up to, well, we're going to get up to any places. No, we are not at the moment. We're going pretty damn fast at the moment. So we're definitely going to be getting some places. I think we went a whole second faster than Hamilton there on lap 26. So we're up to P6 at the moment. Hulkenberg is, I think, yet to pit. And no, he stayed out. So we've closed in on him. So I'm not too sure. Not too sure if he's pit yet. But nevertheless, we've closed up to him. That's the main thing. So on lap 27, we've closed up to him on the Spoon Corner. Maybe we're getting so much of him, we might be able to get him to Spoon Corner. We try a cheeky pass down the inside, maybe. Yes, we are. Oh, God, it's close. We tap tyres down the inside of Hulkenberg. That's very cheeky, but we've got up to P5, maybe, using the curves off the corner. And yes, we've consolidated P5, and we're up to, yeah, P5 on lap 27, so that's pretty good. Now up to P3, P2, and maybe P1. Yes, there we are, lap 29, and we've got another amazing undercut here at Japan. The undercut, the 4-lap undercut here at Japan is really working for me on the prime tyres. We're back up to P1, even after that front wing off. Webber's behind me. It's starting to rain, as you can see. The clouds are coming, and it's starting to rain. We're on lap 33 now, going to the first turn, and it is definitely time to maybe go to the inters on this next lap. The tyres are very cold. It is definitely, you know, you can see the spray coming off the tyres. Looks like the AI have already pit, so I may have, as we go wide, I may have made a huge mistake here, not putting a lap earlier. But on lap 32, I was feeling pretty good. I was still going really fast on lap lap 32, and the AI were going much slower. So I just thought, why not stay out another lap? But it looks like it's not worked out for us. We need to come in for the next lap. We're coming down to the hairpin now, and it looks like we're going having to go very slowly through the hairpin as we come through now to the hairpin on the exit. Looks like we're going to lose the car, and oh God, Jesus, Gutierrez has smashed into us. Luckily, no damage to us. Gutierrez has lost his front wing, but yeah, we're going to have to really go very slowly, having to change up 2 or 3 gears ahead of time to just get some sort of traction here at the moment. But now we're going to have to go into the intermediate. It's definitely not going to be able to go a whole nother lap on the dry tyres. We're going through Spoon section, going very gingerly, not getting a lot of traction here. We try to put the power down. We're going right. We're going to the grass. We're going to come back on track, and oh my God, Gutierrez is completely. Oh my God, he's given us a rear puncher indeed. Gutierrez, the absolute pillock, the slow Mexican, has completely destroyed our rear tyre. We've got a puncher. That is a first for me. I've never got a puncher on the rear. And that is a shame. We lost the rears, as you can see. Having to go across the chicane, just no grip, no bite, obviously, with the puncher. But yeah, we lost the car, putting the power down, and we got onto the grass. And yeah, that's really unfortunate. But yeah, I'm a bit speechless at the moment. We've had a front wing off, and we've had a puncher now, so yeah, we've had all the bad luck in the world. So we're down to P. What is this going to be? P4. Is it going to be another P5? Is that going to be it? I hope that's just it. P5 maybe. No, it's P7 at the moment because we cut away just before Alonso and Grosjean, I believe, got us. So we're on P7 at the moment. But as you can see, 2 laps later, the tyres are gone. The tyres are so cold. It's time for wets. It's time for wet tyres. It's just so stupid. I came in, and 2 laps later, it's time for wets. I probably should have maybe guessed that this would have happened and gone to the wet straight away. I've gone wide. I've gone straight on through the chicane, and everyone's going to come into the pits now. It's time for the wet tyres. Yeah, very annoying that I didn't see this coming, but we didn't lose any positions because we're still in P7, still very much behind all these guys. So we didn't lose much, but we didn't gain anything. We could have maybe gained some if we had just risked it for a biscuit. But now we're on to the wet tyres. We're up to P7. Looks like Alonso's jumped Grosjean there. So pretty good from the Ferrari team to jump the Lotus garage. So we're up to P7. Vettel is behind us. He's some way behind us now. So we're on a P7 now. We're on lap 36. Still some way to go. And now this is pretty much going to be wet tyre till the end, I think. So now on to the same lap, and we're catching Grosjean and Pix had to let us all through. He's on the blue flags, obviously, and we're gaining on the Frenchman here. Can we maybe make a move down the inside or the outside even, down into the chicane? We've just about made it, having to skate, having to save the car. As you could probably hear on the audio from the game, the tyres having to skid. We've nearly lost the rear, and we're just dancing it around in the rain, trying to catch it. And we're up to P6 now, but Grosjean's coming back at us. We're going to be going wheel to wheel here, going to squeeze him. Let's try and see if we can go into the first corner, and yes, we can into P6, and yeah, we saved that quite well. That's a pretty good save. I think we can do that quite a lot at the AI. The AI not very good into the first turn, but Alonso has lost the car. We're up to P5 here on the Grand Prix, lap 37. We're up to P5. Alonso made a horrible mistake there, and we're up to P5 now. This is awesome stuff. We're just gaining places hand over fist at the moment. And now onto lap 40, we're closing up to Nico Hülkenberg. Down the back straight now, we're going to see if we can maybe get a good slipstream on the German here. Down the back straight, looks like it's still working in the wet. The slipstream, the OP slipstream that we've got in the AI is working a treat here in the back straight. Closing on Nico Hülkenberg, having to lift a tiny bit, but can we make a move down the inside? Very close to him on the rear, but no, we're going to have to let him go through the chicane. Oh, God, we've touched, and we've lost a bit of our front wing, so that's going to be horrible for us, because now we've lost a bit of our front wing. We're going to understeer in the rain, so that's going to be very bad for us. We're going to maybe try and slipstream Hülkenberg again down the pit straight. He's going very slowly. Looks like the AI don't have the slipstream, the OP slipstream at the moment, or the speed down the pit straight, but now we're going down to turn 1. Looks like Hülkenberg lost a bit of his front wing, so we kind of got front wing for front wing there. But yeah, we're going to get a bit of understeer here now in the wet. Going to have to try and manage it again, go down maybe a gear lower than I want to try and make the turn, get the car turned in the front. But we're going to have to pit also soon for another set of wet tyres, because wet tyres can't go that long. And on the fresh wets, after a front wing change, we could maybe go higher than P4. We'll have to see at the moment. But on lap 43, there's that OP slipstream from the AI. Hülkenberg coming back at me. We're going to defend into turn 1. Let's see, down the inside. We've defended very well there. And we're still up to P4 on lap 43. Hülkenberg still coming back at me so harshly. That Sauber is really working for him. He's getting great traction off that last corner. But now we've closed up, and it looks like Lewis Hamilton is in third place at the moment. No, that's Massa. So Hamilton's climbed up to second, so this is very bad at the moment. We are P4. We've just gone wide there. Hülkenberg's closing up on us. Hamilton's at least P2 at the moment. So that is very bad, because that's, 18 points for Hamilton at the moment, and I'm going to get, 12? So that's 6. So we'll be level on points at the moment. If it finishes like this, if Hamilton comes second and I come fourth, we're going to be level on points in the championship, which is okay, but it's still not great. I would like to keep a lead in the championship, but we're going to have to see. Massa is some way ahead. We're going to use the curves and maybe try and gain on him, but also on the fresh wets, I think I could probably also gain on Massa, because I think just generally on fresh tyres, I can really get on the AI, especially here at Japan. I think the undercut and fresh tyres here at Japan really do make a difference. But down to the chicane, we're actually getting quite a lot of on him down that back straight. Looks like we've got a lot better acceleration and maybe top line speed than the Ferrari on the... Oh God, we've lost the rear though as I'm talking, so let's get back to the action. Hülkenberg, I've just lost the rear, and Hülkenberg's going to come back at me. He's got a half a front wing. I've got the same. Down the inside, around the outside, he's going to try. I'm going to go down the inside, and we've defended very well into turn 1. And our tyres are starting to go. Our engine is even overheating. That's just because the nature you can change down the gears very rapidly on this game, and I do so as well. And that's the fastest way to slow down the car. And it just generally overheats the engine, because you know, it won't damage the engine that much, but it does overheat it quite a bit. So if you're wondering, that's why the engine is overheating at the moment. Just the nature of the way you can downshift and the way I do. But now into the pits now on lap 45. Front wing change. Wet tyres on, and oh my God. We've just been held an absolute treat. And are you freaking kidding me? We're down to P7 now. So all our hard work is just vanished because of the front wing change and being held up in the pits. We're down to P7 now. We've even got I forgot to look at it on the right. You can see on the graphic, we've even got a bit of rear wing damage, or whatever that little triangle is on the rear wing. We've got a bit of damage on that from when Gutierrez hit us. So we're down to P7 now from P4, so we're going to have to do all that work again and we've only got 8 laps left in this Grand Prix. Can we get back up to 4th place and maybe even higher? Hamilton, remember, is at least P2, so we're going to have to try our hardest to maybe even get P2, otherwise he's going to gain on us in the championship. Getting the slipstream to Hulkenberg, going down the inside of 130R, just about made it, having to lift off a tad down the inside of the sail, but can we go down the inside of Grosjean? Not, surely not, down the inside, oh my word, just missed a barrier on the right. We've skated through, you can hear it on the game audio. The tyres were really screeching there. We've just about made it through, wrestling the car, still on the exit of that last corner. We've tippy-toed round Grosjean, and that was an absolute stunner there. We have just danced round the Lotus there in the chicane from so far back, and that was an epic move. And now we're on lap 47. Can we do the same to Alonso? Maybe we might even get it. We might be able to get him even before the chicane, because we're much closer than we were to Grosjean. And now we're using the slipstream. We're getting in it. Yes, we can. Down the inside of 130R, maybe. Just before 130R. Yes, we are. We're back up to 4th place. This is awesome stuff. Back up to P4. Massa is still 3rd, so that means Hamilton is still in P2. So at the moment, if it finishes like this, we will be level on points in the championship, which will be, I guess, okay for you guys as viewers. Probably not as good for me, because I'm worrying that I might lose this championship in the last few races. We'll have to see how it goes. But at the moment, we are level on points in the championship as it stands. But Alonso is coming back at me. I'm going to try and defend into turn 1. He just didn't get enough speed. Down to turn 1 now. We're gaining on Massa as well. Let's see what we can do. Down to the hairpin. We've tried to close on Massa. We've lost the rear a tad. We had to kind of go a bit, correct ourselves. Alonso is overtaking us. The wily old fox has sent it down the inside. We're on the grass now. And we tried to overtake Massa there in the hairpin. We tried to gain on him too much then to the hairpin. Lost the rear a tad. And now we're down to P5 again. We're down behind Alonso. And now can we maybe overtake him? We've got 3 laps left to even get P4 at the moment. That might not be a possibility. We're down to P5 at the moment and losing the rear a tad on that curb. Up to Rich Mix. Can we gain on Alonso? No, we can't, as we're coming to P onto lap 52, I should say. And now down to the first turn, and this is where we have to go boss mode. This is where we can gain a lot on the AI. All weekend, all race, I've been gaining on them so much in Sector 1 and on the back straight, and we can just get the momentum right into 3rd gear on the right-hander, now on 4th, now 3rd into the left-hander, back down to 3rd on the right-hander to get the traction. Now we're going to rev really high, down up to 4th. Now going to use the revs to kind of balance myself up to 5th now, and we are closing on Alonso and Massa through that Sector 1, and now we're going through to Spoon Corner. We're on the 2nd last lap of the Grand Prix, the Japanese Grand Prix, 53 laps. It's gone from dry to wet. We've been in all positions this race. We've got front wing off, we had a puncher, we've done everything in this race. Can we get Alonso on lap 52? We're going to use all the curves. We've got no DRS obviously in the wet anyway, but it's been damaged. But now we've got no Rich Mix. We're just going to have to use OP Slipstream. Can we maybe get it? We've used all the curves. Can we make it? We're closing in on Alonso. He's been fighting Massa down the inside. Surely not. We've just managed it through. We're going to control the car, catch it, and we've just about made it. And we're up to P4. I'm losing my freaking voice, as you can probably tell. Jesus, I've lost my voice. I've got a lump in my throat. I can't handle it anymore. Alonso's coming back at us. This is epic stuff for Suzuka. Alonso is going to try and make it through. We're going to defend very hardly, and we're going to get P4 still on lap 1, and surely that is it. No, he's coming back at us. This is epic stuff. We're going wheel to wheel. We're going to give him the room on the left-hander. This is just, oh God, I can't contain myself. And Alonso's going to try and come through, but no, looks like we blocked it maybe. And I think we've got P4, but I've got to stop now because I've definitely got some sort of lump in my throat or something like that because, oh my God. I've lost my voice there. Apologies for the coughing. I've lost my voice. What epic stuff was that? Alonso's still coming back at us though. We're using the curves, but we have just managed to get P4. And even though we're going to lose points to Lewis Hamilton at the moment, this is epic stuff. And oh my God, Lewis Hamilton's won the race. This is disaster for us in the championship, but oh my God, I'm still going to count it as a massive, massive race. I'm so happy with that. That was an enthralling race. And we've got P4 on the second last lap of the Grand Prix with an epic move. We skated around Alonso for P4. I'm done. Drop mic. I am done. Jesus Christ. Wow. What a race. If you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, give it a like. Comment below what you thought of that race. Subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 like this. Oh my word. I am actually out of breath. My voice, my throat is hurting now. After all that continuous commentating. My word. Hamilton gets first place. I just got fourth place by the end of the race, but front wing off, puncher. We did well in that race to get P4. Unfortunately, it means Lewis Hamilton Lewis Hamilton is now ahead of us in the championship. He's got 216 points. I'm 210. He is 6 points ahead of us in the championship. Fernando Alonso climbs up to third ahead of Vettel. Wow, going to India now. Hamilton's got the lead, so we're going to have to try and beat Hamilton at India. Or it's going to, we're going to have to try and beat him in the next few races. Otherwise, if we keep on letting him get the lead now, it's going to go down to the wire at Brazil, which is probably good for you guys, but not so good for me because I'm quite nervous I might lose this championship. But yeah, with races like that, I'm looking forward to the next few. But wow, I don't think we'll get another race like that for the rest of the season, to be honest, apart from maybe Brazil, the finale, because that was epic. You know, so many things gone wrong in that race, and to get it in that way at the end, P7 to P4 in what was about 5 laps, and to get P4 at the end like that from so far back was epic. If you guys thoroughly enjoyed that, give it a like, favourite it if you will. Comment below on what you thought. Subscribe if you're new again for Weekly F1. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. And before I get, once again, I'm closing in on 10,000 subscribers. So if you want to comment below any questions, personal or YouTube related or anything like that, for me to do a Q&A to celebrate, then comment those questions below and I will choose the best ones to answer questions to. But yeah, oh god, I've got to go have a drink off that. That was an amazing Grand Prix. I thoroughly enjoyed racing that for 1 hour 30 minutes and commentating that for 30 minutes. Awesome stuff. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Hope you enjoyed that episode. I've been aarava. Goodbye, guys.